Alive.
Cool.
Live.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Peace and greetings to everyone. Peace and greetings to everyone. Welcome to welcome to your episode, the latest episode to of Everything Real Estate.
Mhm.
Your host, Maurice Muhammad, broker, owner, of Progressive Realty, director of a Torchlight Real Estate Academy and Business School. Um, Everything Real Estate is it's your podcast, the community's podcast. Everything. When we define everything, it is defined as every single thing or every particular of an aggregate or total, all. And that's what we do with Everything Real Estate. We welcome your questions. We this is a podcast for the community, for the public. We are taking this opportunity as we have downtimes to bring you value. We want to bring value to you and hopefully get you some questions answered. We welcome your questions. You're more than likely to ask any questions, and we will answer them as we go on. Today we have a very special guest, good friend of mine's. Um, she is a go-getter. She's going to tell you about her business and what she does. Her name is Shelly Bryant. She's a broker, owner of multi-state licensed in the state of Pennsylvania as well as anything else? Any other state?
Nope, just
No,
Pennsylvania and New Jersey right now.
Jersey. Okay, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and
Yes.
broker owner of her company. And I wanted to tell you about what we do as Everything Real Estate. We typically our regular air date is Sundays at 3 p.m. However, for pandemic reasons, we are airing and coming to you live more now because we want to bring value to you and possibly get as much information out to the public as possible. Um, we are here to answer any questions real estate related. So, without any more from myself and about myself, I'm going to get into. I would like to let Shelly tell you about herself, who she is, um, and what she does when she got started, and just the floor is yours, Shelly. Tell us about
All
yourself.
right.
Yes,
All right. Well, thank you, Maurice, for inviting me here today.
thank
Really
you for coming.
appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you for
My name
coming.
is Shelly Bryant. I'm broker owner of SBR Realty. We're a full service boutique firm in Ewing, New Jersey. And as Maurice stated, we are licensed in both Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We service Mercer counties, Burlington counties, Lower Bucks County, and a host of other areas. Um, and that's the who we are.
Okay, thank you
And
for
I'm
that.
going to just
Go ahead.
share my story about how I actually came to become a broker,
That was
right?
my next
So
question. I was going to ask you that.
okay, cool.
Hmm.
So I got into real estate in 2004. Um, it's a little funny story. Well, some people might not think it's funny. It's interesting, I would
Hmm.
say. But I actually used to work full time as a business analyst for a commercial insurance company, and going to work every day, and just didn't feel like I was being fulfilled at all. I was going in, loved the people that I worked around, no issues there, but I was going into this company every day and didn't feel like I was providing a service for anyone. As I was working in this company, I purchased my first home at age 23. My first home was a 3-family home, and
Nice.
I purchased it because I was married and expecting my first child.
Hmm.
And so I said, I had to do something a little different.
Hmm.
And ownership definitely was not something that I saw frequently. I mean, we had some property owners on both sides of the family, but there wasn't enough, of
Hmm.
ownership. So I thought, start young and, see where this thing takes me. And so, again, the first property was a 3-family home in which I lived in one unit. Again, I worked at this insurance company and I rented the other 2 out. So basically, I was able to live in a property rent free. And this is actually how I got started within the real estate industry. So started out as an investor and really didn't know a lot about what I was doing, why. Yeah, I knew why I was doing it, but I didn't know what I was doing. And the process, was a little strained because again, when you don't have the proper knowledge, you tend to make mistakes, right? And so I'm putting this information out there because people um, that are interested or looking to buy investment properties or their first homes, they need to know. That you need to be doing it with some proper guidance. And I
Mm.
found when I purchased this first property that what I did was all wrong, right? Because I tell people, you really shouldn't do that unless it's me. I rode past the property, called the number on the sign, dealt, dealt directly with the listing agent. The listing agent,
Oh
of
no,
course, right, of course,
oblige you. Of course, they're gonna oblige you. They're
right.
gonna tell you no different.
Right. The listing agent was not for me. She was not working for me. I had no idea about anything with regards to having a buyer's agent. I didn't know
Mm.
anything about dual agency. And in the state of New Jersey, those things are important. Those things we are supposed to talk about with customers, potential clients right up front. That information was not shared with me.
Wow. So
So,
can I stop you right there? And can you
sure.
just talk about buyer's agency a little bit? Because one thing in New Jersey is very common in Pennsylvania, less
Mhm,
common in New Jersey. Our
mhm.
office practice it, we practice it, but do you practice it for one? And can you talk about it in
Yeah,
Jersey?
absolutely. It is a
Okay.
common thing here, actually. Consumers information statement is supposed to be disclosed to
No, that
anybody.
part definitely, that's law. I'm talking about
Yeah,
like the buyer
yeah.
agency agreement, like the contract, buyer
Oh,
agency
the contract
contract.
itself? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, sure, sure. So the buyer
yeah.
agency contract is an agreement between a broker or a salesperson and a buyer, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that agreement basically says that the buyer is actually going to be working strictly with the buyer's agent,
Hmm.
right? And not working with the buyer's agent and a whole lot of other agents. And we at our office, we definitely practice getting that sign. I have my agents. You can't take somebody out without having one sign,
Nice.
because this is the only way you get paid, right? In the industry, you don't get paid if you running around somebody and they're running around with you and five other people. And in fact, that creates a lot of issues and commotion within the industry. So
Muddies the
definitely,
water.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely we use the buyer's agency agreement. And in addition to using the buyer's agency agreement, we also practice getting our worth. Because, a lot of times now you have agencies that are doing 2%, 1.5%. And so, our model is, we provide a real professional service. And so therefore the professional service is really, going to cost. And unfortunately, if the listing agency has signed this agreement and the seller is only going to pay 2%, and 3% is what we're after, then that buyer's agency agreement allow us to get that additional 1% from the buyer. And again, we use it regularly. My
Nice.
agents, that's the first form that you need to do. So when you meet with a buyer, the first thing you want to do is have them into the office, or in a public place or whatever have you. But I like for them to bring them into the office so that they can see where we are, who we are, and we like to make sure that our clients or customers are comfortable. So they
Mm.
need to know who we are and what we are, and then they bring them into the office specifically for the purpose of going over those documents with them.
Nice. So to everyone out there, that when your agent tells you that, we need you to sign a buyer's agency agreement and we need to know that you have a pre-approval before we go out, they're not picking on you. They're not singling you out. That is the policy. It is an office policy in my office as well, that those are requirements that you have to have before we even go out. It's definitely, we definitely contributed. I contributed to the Zillows and the other platforms out here that make it accessible, make real estate accessible, and it really makes it seem like, you know, agents come a dime a dozen. They do, but all agents are not created equal. You're not going to get the
True.
level of
Very true.
professionalism and the level of professionalism that you're going to get. So when someone tells you, because I do the exact same thing, we don't
Mhm.
work for less than 3%, and the buyer agency allows us to get that, and we sign a buyer agent because often and consumers don't know. They don't know.
Right.
They think that, well, I can work with multiple real estate agents.
Right.
What happens with that is when you work with multiple agents, you send me off to go and find you these properties. And when you're working with someone that's going to really provide you a service, they're going to give you what you ask for. They're going to provide service. They're going to give you value, and they're going to, give you value. And it takes time for them to look those properties up, schedule those properties. So if you're working with multiple agents, it muddies the water and it creates,
Tension in
unwanted
the industry.
in the
Mhm.
industry for sure. You said it.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to throw that out there because it was the perfect opportunity to throw that out, and to those that may or may not know the process. And typically the very first thing is the pre-approval, and then after the pre-approval is the buyer agency agreement. um, I get that because I want to know up front. If you don't want to work with me, that's fine. I want to know that we're going to work together, and I'm going to, because it works both ways. I'm committed to you, and I have to provide a service for you. Our buyer agency is open end. They can be ended by either party.
Right.
So I'm not sure, it can be ended by either party because we're not into forcing anyone to work, with us. If you don't want to work, if it doesn't work, you definitely can. But we definitely have to have an agreement and some skin in the
Right.
game, because I just had it happen. You never know. The uncle that owns the properties come in, and then they never got a license, but they know more than the real estate professional, and they have more sway over your buyer, and your buyer is
Consistently.
gone. And he's gone, and they're gone, and so is your commission, and your 3 weeks of gas and driving around as well. So that's so. Now I'm gonna get off that soapbox. But what is
Okay.
sorry? What do
Right.
you
So
what do you
I
do?
just want to go back to the story. So just to finish it up, quickly. My point in saying what I said about the buyer's agency agreement is, the you don't know what you don't know, right? And so the lack of knowledge can sometimes cost you, right? And I felt like I didn't know a lot of things when I was out there, and I felt like the agent that I was working with, as I said, she was the listing agent. She didn't really provide me with service that I think I should have gotten if I had a buyer's agent, because at SBR Realty, we pride ourselves in making sure that our customers, clients are educated. Education is crucial through this process. So that is one of the top things that we do. So when I talk about, you the service that we provide, the level of service that we provide,
Mhm.
it runs deep, because we're not really interested in just cashing a check, getting a commission. The experience is what we're after, and we want to make sure that our buyers and our sellers have a great experience.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
You preaching to the choir. I definitely agree, and that's very important. Especially when you're dealing with uneducated buyers and uninformed sometimes buyers, and well, not only that, you're dealing with a purchase that's probably going to be the largest purchase, and some
The
people will
biggest purchase. Yep,
purchase.
biggest purchase.
So,
Hmm.
Shelly, what are you
Hmm.
doing, and how are you dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic as it relates to business?
Oh
Anything?
my God. Okay, so when you said, "What am I doing?" I was about to say, "Going crazy."
Besides that, we are,
Going
yeah, stir
crazy.
crazy for sure. Yeah.
But no, I have still actually been showing properties somewhat to
Mhm.
a degree. I am doing my part. I'm not being hard headed. I am staying in, as instructed. But
Mhm.
you do still have clients that are interested in going out and seeing some properties. And here on the New Jersey side of things, we are still able to show properties, but with restriction.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
and one thing that I, make sure that I talk to my clients about is the way we show. So, how sometimes you go to show people properties and they want to bring their whole family with them. That's not happening. It has to be the two main sources or one, and that's not happening. I also
Right.
won't take them out if they're bringing children along because I
Gotcha.
can't have that on my part. So, you
Right.
know, but one or two people, and it has to be a vacant property. If the property is vacant, then, we'll go ahead and go in. But if there's people living in the house, I wouldn't put myself nor my customer client in that position, the position of possibly bringing something in or carrying something back out. So, that's kind of what I'm doing on the showing side of things. However, on the work side of things, I promise you, I'm working much harder now than I was going out of here every day to the office. I'm
Wow.
telling you, because you have so many things. You have the regular day-to-day things, and in addition to the regular day-to-day things, trying to keep up and get up with this new norm. This new norm is something else, and if you were not already positioned, if you were not in a place where you were doing everything on an automated basis, if you are trying to figure out Zoom podcasts with webinars,
Right.
if you're,
Right.
that's our new norm. I mean, that's what's been going on all day, every day. And so I'm consistently educating myself because, I want to make sure that I'm providing, again, like I said, top notch service. You want to be, tech, tech savvy. You want to do all of the things that you need to do to make sure that your clientele has the perfect experience.
Nice. That's good. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so Shelly, what is so I wanted to share we are doing just on top of since you mentioned technology, the real estate commission have made changes temporarily to the way licensing is being done. So now currently we are allowed to teach real estate classes virtually by this way
Yeah.
now. So those that
Mhm.
anyone if anyone out there is looking to get your broker's license, this is the time to get it done. We have class rolling out. You can get at us and get with us and inbox us. I thought I'd throw that shameless plug out there right on the
That's
heels of
okay.
technology. So before I got to the next question, so you can get your broker's license virtually. You can inbox me or DM us, and we'll get you set up for when our next broker or salesperson class is coming up
Cool,
right
cool.
from the privacy of your own home. So, what is your secret sauce? What works for Shelly? What do you do? What's your secret sauce? If you would care to share it with us, what does Shelly
My
do?
secret sauce.
Yeah,
I guess it won't be a secret anymore,
you're
huh?
the first person that said that, and I thought that. All right,
Oh,
that's
now,
good.
really for me, again, taking my time, with the client, taking my time with the customer,
Hmm.
making sure all questions are answered,
Yeah.
making sure I'm ahead of the game. I'm pointing things out that, others may not. Again, it's for me, it's not about a commission. It's really about
Hmm.
the experience, and it's about me educating one person so that they can take that information back and educate the next. Because
Nice.
in our communities, a lot of people don't even know that they are able to purchase a home,
Absolutely.
and
No, no,
that
it's true.
that for me is a real problem. I mean,
Hmm.
again, that is one of the main reasons why I actually decided that this is something that I wanted to do. This is the reason why I got into real estate because um, owning the multifamily. property gave me the opportunity to be a landlord, right? And as a
Mhm.
landlord, I was able to assist and help people that may have been turned away somewhere else because, because of maybe poor credit, maybe some bad choices at a younger age, those type of things. But as an owner, I actually had some power to say, you know what, I'm okay with giving you that opportunity and giving you the chance. And that's kind of where it started. And being able to help someone. And then once I purchased the first property, I went on to purchase another. And this is all before I actually got licensed. And I purchased another and another. Before I got my license, I had about 10 properties
Nice.
that I was managing and so on and so forth. And so but with each property, I learned something new. I learned something
Hmm.
different. I learned not to deal with the listing agent. I learned to have my own agent, travel with me.
Hmm.
And in addition to that, I also, you know, enjoyed the opportunity and the ability to be able to assist. And so, um, with the learning experiences, I found that a lot of our industry people um, we're not really doing a great job educating. And so again, the sole purpose of SBR and its existence is to really make sure that we're teaching the people what they're doing, why they're doing it, giving them guidance as to why you should use the 3% down versus the 3.5% down. Um, if there's a need for you to have a lower payment, then maybe you shouldn't do an FHA and have that PMI tacked on. Things like that is really some of the things that we really want to point out to folks. We want everybody to know about the grant money that's out there. We want people to know about the resources that are available to them. And so again, education is key.
Gotcha. So you said education,
Mhm.
patience, and
Oh yeah.
um, I got you. So that's your secret sauce. Okay. Sounds
I
about
miss the patience.
Mr. Patience. Oh, thought I heard patience. All right. So you mentioned uh buyer's agent. You said buyer's agent. See, and oh, can you touch on the importance of why it's important to have representation as a buyer? Because some people don't know a buyer may just do just that. They may go and say, "Hey, I'm just going to call a name on the sign," and I know listing brokers may not want to hear that, but why? What is the importance of them having representation?
Right. And I'm just gonna put it out there. I am a listing broker. I've
Me too. Yeah,
listed,
right. So,
I've worked with Freddie Fannie for years, not doing it now, but listing is key, right? So as a listing agent, I get it and I understand. But as a buyer's agent, and the reason why buyers want to have their own representation is because truthfully, the listing agent's
right.
job is to service the seller.
Absolutely.
Truthfully, the listing agent's job is to get that seller top
Highest
dollar,
and best. Yeah,
highest
absolutely.
and best.
Yeah, that's at
So,
the core of what we do. Yeah.
that is
Hmm.
exactly what the listing agent is there to do. So, as a buyer, you want to definitely have somebody that's looking out for your best interests.
So
You
let
want
me
to
make
make
sure I'm
sure.
clear.
Mhm.
So are you saying that that listing agent's job is to get that seller's the highest and best price for their house, regardless to whether they work for you or not? They have a
Absolutely.
responsibility to get that person
Absolutely.
the
They have
highest and best.
they have fiduciary obligations to that seller. They don't have
No,
that with the buyer. Now it's
right.
different if you guys end up going on a dual agency agreement, right? Dual
Hmm.
agency is a little bit different. As a dual agent, you actually represent the seller and you represent the buyer, and both parties have to be okay with that. Both parties have to know and they have to trust that you're a honest enough person to be able to do that job.
Got you. Got you. So I feel like I cut you off with that. You were going to say something, and I apologize.
Oh, that's
But I
okay. We
wanted
can
to. I
we
think.
can go on to the next question.
All right. Go ahead. All right. So You told us where you do it. You're in Union, so you want to give us your address and where can people find you at? Where can you be reached? Where you do
Yes,
your service at?
yes, absolutely. So again, we're located here in Mercer County, 1901 North Olden Avenue in Ewing, New Jersey. Office telephone number is 609-392-0600. And our website is www.sbrrealtypros.com.
Okay, thank you for
And
that.
we are on Facebook.
Okay, nice. SBR on Facebook, right?
Yeah, sbrrealtypros.com.
SBRRealtyPros.com.
Yeah.
All right. So, um, why do you do what you do? Why do you
I,
do it? Why do you do real estate? Why is it? Did
I
you answer that
love
already?
it.
You
I
love
love
real estate.
doing real estate. I love being able to help individuals. You know,
Mhm.
the best experience I have is when, and I've had this happen to me many a times, the youngest, the smallest child of the family come over to you after you've closed on a transaction and they're loving on you. They're giving you hugs.
Mm,
They're, that is like the best thing. I know that I helped this family provide something, of value for their family, and they are able to have something that they could actually start building wealth, building a legacy, and
mhm.
passing that legacy on. So home
Nice.
ownership is very, very important. In the African American community, the rates are low. We don't do it, and we should be doing it. We should be doing it from the moment we're able to. I'm saying if you're 18 years old and you have the ability, uh, if you're 18 years old and you don't know where to start, come and see me. Call SBR Realty, and we definitely will guide you through. It's a important thing. If you are a young millennial, a lot of millennials nowadays, they don't want to purchase a property because they don't know where they want to be. They might want to be here. They might want to be there. Doesn't even matter, because you can be anywhere in the world and collect rent. So if you
That
can purchase a property wherever you're staying, wherever you're at now, and leave that spot and move on to the next, you can still collect your rent wherever you are in the world. So um,
valid point. Valid point.
no excuses. I mean, I
Yeah.
really need our people to get on board. We jump on board. We go to, the stores and buy the latest fashions. We drive the best of cars. We do all of these things. But when it comes to building wealth and building a legacy, we are behind. We are way behind. And my job here and my passion is to work double time, overtime to try and do my piece to catch us up.
Nice. Thank you for that. Well said. Well said. Well said. So then the next question I have for you is, you said that you do it because you love to do it. What else did you say in there that I wanted to ask you about? I think that's it. So what do you see what you do as a calling? Is this a calling for you? I think you
Absolutely.
answered that in the last question. You
Mhm.
answered that in the last question.
Absolutely.
And what would you like your legacy to be?
My legacy starts with just having a real estate agency. I'm not
Hmm,
100% sure if my children are going to follow in my footsteps. I'm
that's fair. That's
pushing
valid.
and pulling now. My oldest son is 24, 25. Sorry, I lost track. Wait. He's 25. He'll be
Stop counting.
25 this year. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So anyway, I purchased my first home at age 23, and I consistently tell him, you're behind. You're behind the eight ball, and we need you to push this thing along. And we're having that conversation now, because he will, they all will.
Yeah.
If you don't want to take over the business, you need to be an owner. I don't want to hear anything about anybody paying rent to somebody. You know, you need
Absolutely.
to you need to be an owner. So um, that's where
Nice.
it is.
So, and if you can rent, you can definitely own. Especially
Absolutely.
rates. The money is very cheap right now. Rates are very low. if you're in a position to rent, you can definitely own, especially with down payment assistance programs or some sort of down payment assistance. You can rent, you can own. Um, that is it for us. And thank you, Shelly. It was went
No
faster than we
problem.
thought.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank
the
you.
invite.
Yeah, thank you. And we'd like to have you back maybe another time, as maybe when this pandemic is over and we could talk about some other tactics and some things that you're doing and rolling out. Um, Again, my name is Maurice Muhammad, and you have just been a part of Everything Real Estate, your podcast, the community's podcast as it relates to real estate, where we come to give you information and help you to be able to get to the other side of the transaction, where we share with you information and we put people in front of you that is not necessarily about it only for just a check. Of course, the commission is a big part. You know, money isn't everything, but it's definitely sure up there with breathing. It's up there with air, oxygen. Yeah, very, yeah. But um, we definitely do put people in front of you that
Uh,
will is there to walk you through the process and help you to get to the other side of the transaction. So thank you again, and we not sure our next episode will be Sunday at 3 p.m. Not sure of who's going to be the guest just yet, but we will be streaming live again Sunday. And please send in your topics, send in questions of or subjects, stick comments of what you would like to hear, information that you would like to hear about or maybe have questions on. We're here to serve. The whole purpose is here that we're here to serve you, and we would like to provide value to you and for you and give you some things. Again, Maurice Muhammad with Everything Real Estate, broker of Progressive Realty in Allentown, broker of a Torchlight Realty in New Jersey, and the director of a Torchlight Real Estate Academy. And we are doing broker classes virtually for if you've been licensed and you're a real estate agent, or if you like to get a real estate license, get in contact with us, and we will definitely serve you, and we will serve you all the way through the process. We don't just drop you off after you get your license. We go with you throughout the whole process. So with that being said, I want to thank you for your time, Shelly, and to all the viewers. And thank you for your time and peace. And we'll see you next time.
all right. Have a blessed day.
You do the same. Thank